What if I told you that one man successfully sold a country that literally didn't exist? Another convinced a billionaire bank director to buy a completely invisible airport. And a third guy stole $65 billion right under the United States government's nose. Forget cheap internet tricks, fake crypto gurus, or those annoying emails from a prince asking for gift cards. Today, we are looking at the three biggest, boldest, and most insane financial scams in human history. Why do smart people, billionaires, and global banks fall for these traps? It's not about stupidity. It's about human psychology. We are hardwired for greed. We all want the secret cheat code to endless wealth. And these three masterminds knew exactly how to hack the human brain. Buckle up, hit that like button to hack the YouTube algorithm. And let's dive into the ultimate matrix of deception. Let's rewind to the year 1822. London is dark, rainy, and miserable. Enter Gregor MacGregor, a charismatic Scottish soldier who pulled off the ultimate catfish centuries before the internet existed. He returned to Britain claiming he wasn't just a soldier anymore. He was the cacique, or prince, of a Central American utopia called Poyais. How did he get this land? He literally gave an indigenous king on the Mosquito Coast some rum and cheap jewelry in exchange for a useless, deadly piece of swamp in modern-day Honduras. But to the British public, he sold a masterpiece of a lie. He didn't just sell dirt, he built an entire fictional ecosystem. He hired professional PR agents. He wrote a 350-page guidebook under a fake name, detailing the crystal-clear rivers full of gold, the perfect climate, and the friendly locals who supposedly loved the British. He even opened the Bank of Poyais in London, printed his own fake currency, and exchanged it for real British pounds. He sold fake military commissions. You want to be a general in the Poyais army? That will be £500, sir. It was the 19th century version of an Instagram influencer faking a luxury lifestyle. And people bought it. Oh boy, did they buy it. MacGregor sold land certificates to hundreds of wealthy investors and desperate families looking for a better life. They gave him their entire life savings. In late 1822 and early 1823, two ships, the Honduras Packet and the Kennersley Castle, set sail with over 250 colonists. They packed their finest clothes and expensive furniture, expecting to be welcomed as lords of a tropical paradise. But when they arrived, the music stopped. There was no port, no city, no gold, no friendly locals. Just a brutal, unforgiving, mosquito-infested jungle. Reality hit them like a freight train. They had fake money that was worthless, and the rainy season had just begun. Within weeks, their camp turned into a nightmare. They tried to eat wild berries and got severely poisoned. Then, the real killer arrived. Malaria and yellow fever. It was a complete death trap. Out of 250 people, over 160 died in the mud, thousands of miles from home. So, what happened to MacGregor when the traumatized survivors finally made it back to London to tell the horrifying truth? Did he go to jail? Nope. This absolute madman simply packed his bags, moved to France, and tried to run the exact same scam on the French. Bro literally had zero chill. Let's be honest. If someone showed you an incredibly well-made website, a shiny brochure, and fake crypto tokens today, would you invest in it? Let me know in the comments if you think you could spot a modern MacGregor. Fast forward to 1995, the era of dial-up internet and early email. We all know the classic Nigerian prince email scam, right? The one that asks for $500 to unlock a massive inheritance. Most of us send it straight to the spam folder. But Emmanuel Nwude took that concept, injected it with steroids, and achieved god-level status in the criminal underworld. Nwude impersonated Paul Ogwuma, the actual governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. His target? Nelson Sakaguchi, a director at Banco Noroeste. a massive Brazilian bank. Nwude pitched an exclusive top-secret project, building a brand new, ultra-modern international airport in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. The bait? A promised $10 million personal commission for Sakaguchi if he pushed the deal through the bank. But Nwude didn't just send an email. He played the long game. He arranged fake meetings in real government buildings in Nigeria. He bribed officials to let him use their offices for a few hours just to meet the Brazilian banker. Blinded by pure greed and the illusion of absolute authority, the banker didn't just bite the hook. He swallowed the whole fishing rod. He started transferring the bank's money to Nwude's offshore accounts. And we are not talking about a few $1,000s. Over 3 years, from 1995 to 1998, Sakaguchi authorized transfers totaling $242 million. Think about that. For 3 entire years, a global bank was funding an airport that didn't have a single brick, no construction crew, and no actual location. Nwude took that money and lived like a king, buying luxury cars, mansions, and bribing local politicians to look the other way. How did they finally get caught? Not by the police. In 1997, the Spanish bank Santander offered to buy the Brazilian bank. During the routine audit, Spanish accountants looked at the books and basically had a heart attack. There was a $242 million hole. Half the bank's total capital was just gone. When international investigators finally flew to Nigeria to inspect this magnificent airport, all they found was empty dirt and a few goats eating grass. $242 million for literal dust. During the massive investigation, Nwude even tried to bribe the anti-fraud boss with a briefcase containing $75,000 in cash. It didn't work. He went to prison, and the Brazilian bank completely collapsed. By the way, if you're enjoying these mind-blowing simulations so far, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell right now. It takes 1 second, it's completely free. And I promise, unlike these guys, I actually deliver the goods. But MacGregor and Nwude were absolute amateurs compared to the undisputed final boss of Wall Street, Bernie Madoff. If you want to steal $1 million, you use a gun. If you want to steal $65 billion, you wear a custom Italian suit, sit on the board of charities, and build an untouchable reputation. Bernie Madoff wasn't some random guy in a basement. He was Wall Street royalty. He was the former chairman of the NASDAQ stock market. He ran an exclusive wealth management firm that promised something mathematically impossible: perfectly steady, positive returns, no matter what the stock market was doing. Up or down, crash or boom, Madoff's clients always magically made money. But here is the genius part. Madoff used reverse psychology. He didn't beg people to invest. He made it incredibly hard to get into his fund. He created a club so exclusive that billionaires, Hollywood elites like Steven Spielberg, and massive global banks literally begged him to take their millions. But behind the luxury office doors, on the secret 17th floor of his building, no trading was actually happening. It was just a giant Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is simple. You use the money from new investors to pay the fake profits to the old investors. It works perfectly, as long as new money keeps flowing in. And it flowed for decades. Madoff's ancient computer system literally just fabricated fake paper statements. The craziest part? People tried to warn the government. A brilliant financial analyst named Harry Markopolos looked at Madoff's numbers and realized within 5 minutes that it was mathematically impossible. Markopolos sent detailed evidence to the SEC, the U.S. financial regulators, multiple times over 10 years, and they completely ignored him. Madoff was too powerful, too respected. But then, 2008 happened. The global financial crisis hit. The housing market crashed, and suddenly everyone panicked. Clients demanded to withdraw their funds to cover their massive losses elsewhere. Within days, investors asked Madoff for $7 billion back. But the vault was completely empty. The money was gone, vaporized, spent on yachts, penthouses, and paying off older clients. Cornered, exhausted, and out of options, Madoff sat down with his two sons, who worked in the legitimate wing of his business, and confessed everything. He told them, "It's all just one big lie." His sons, absolutely horrified, turned their own father over to the FBI the very next day. Madoff evaporated $65 billion. He destroyed charities, collapsed banks, and ruined the life savings of thousands of ordinary people who trusted him with their retirement. He was sentenced to 150 years in a maximum security prison, proving that eventually, no matter how big the house of cards is, it always falls. From fake tropical countries and invisible airports to Wall Street illusions that crash the global economy, human history proves one thing: greed is the biggest blindfold. As long as people want to get rich quick, there will always be a MacGregor, a Nwude, or a Madoff waiting in the shadows. Which of these three massive scams shocked you the most? Did the sheer audacity of selling a fake airport blow your mind? Or is the $65 billion Ponzi scheme just too massive to comprehend? Let's argue about it in the comments section down below. And now, I need your help for the next simulation. What should we expose next? Should we look at the man who sold the Eiffel Tower twice? Or should we dive into the biggest conspiracy theories in history? Cast your vote in the comments. If you learned something new today, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep your eyes open out there.